Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle. You guys know me from the podcast. I'm our master fitter and level 3 Sand Putt Lab specialist. And today we're actually outside, not in the studio, to do something really cool with one of our partners, L.A.B Golf.
I just made 4. I don't make this putt. I really want to be that guy. The proof doesn't seem to be in the pudding here.
Should be pretty good there.
And I'll take that every day of the week.
Because you tested the putters, we ended up in something completely different than what you thought you wanted.
This is insane. Like, this is a hard putt for me.
You can see behind me, we've got every putter under the sun that they offer with all the shafts. We've got a really special opportunity. We've got Blair Wheeler coming out today, who recently just signed with L.A.B. So we're gonna do our best to help him with his putting and fit him for his first L.A.B putter. Whether that's a 35-inch conventional putter, Armlock, a broomstick, or I guess a sweeper now, and kind of see what tendencies that we can develop with him to ensure that he's the best putter possible with a L.A.B putter. So this is gonna be kind of like part one, and kind of the main thing is obviously we'll take a look at what you're currently putting with, see what the stroke tendency is, and then within L.A.B they offer multiple types of putting. What I mean by that is they have conventional putters, which is your standard kind of 35, 36, 34-inch putter. Then they have alternative putters, which are Armlock, broomstick, and counterbalance. And we're gonna kind of see, based on your struggles, what you're actually struggling with and where your advantages are, what type of putting is best gonna suit you.
Awesome. Well, I struggle everywhere with putting, so let's get into this thing.
Well, we got beautiful weather in the wintertime. It's 66 degrees, so can't argue about that.
I know, I'm in shorts.
So I've got everything lined up here for us. So we're gonna get your initial impression. We've got kind of each model laid out. On the far left here, we've got the newest one, Oz, short for Ozzy, for Adam Scott. He played a pretty significant role in designing this putter. And then beside the Oz, we've got their DF3 model, which is gonna be a more oversized shape.
I really like the green.
Yeah,
like green. Obviously, I'm wearing green. It's my favorite color. I really like that green color. That was cool.
And then we've got the MEZZ Max, which that's the head. This is in the counterbalanced style. So the MEZZ Max is going to be about 33% larger than the putter it's sitting next to, which is the traditional MEZZ.
Okay.
And then from there, you've got your sweeper, also known as a broomstick up until recently.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Armlock and then a counterbalanced.
Cool. I'm really intrigued by, obviously, the sweeper putter. I always said, like, I'm a really bad putter.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Adam Scott fan, which is convenient because I'm now partnered with L.A.B. So one of the things that I wanted to do that I couldn't do with PXG that I'm excited to try now is the sweeper. And, you know, maybe this will make me a better putter. Who knows?
Well, and that's the cool thing with L.A.B is, like, you've got the sweeper and the MEZZ Max here, but let's say you want to try a DF3 and a sweeper, or a Oz and a sweeper. They can make any of their putters with the exception of the link into a sweeper model for you.
And this feels cool. Like, it feels like I have a driver in my hand, like more natural.
Yeah.
You know, like you stand on the tee box, kind of do this.
Obviously, Adam Scott's been quite successful with his.
Yeah, I actually, this is like an exact copy of his, I think. I saw his at the Wells Fargo. But yeah, like I love the green. I love the different colors that L.A.B can do. So, I mean, let's get into this. I'm excited. I want to, like, my goal this year is to be less trash at golf. I want to compete. I want to win tournaments. Obviously not like your style PGA affiliated tournaments, but, you know, Club Championship, River Landing Club Championships, Porter's Net Club Championships. Would love to compete in those things. So let's get into this. Let's figure out which putter is coming home with me.
So what we're gonna do, what I would like to start with is, you're used to a conventional putter up until this point.
Yes.
So we will start with a conventional model.
Okay.
So your current putter, it looks like it's a PXG, more of a wing style putter.
Yeah, it's like a Scotty Cameron, like Phantom X or Phantom 10 or something. I switched to a mallet style putter 3 years ago, and I've been with PXG. I was with PXG for 5 years. I played a blade for the first couple and then switched to this. Got significantly better at putting from blade to this, but I'm still really bad. So,
well, being that you're used to a wing shape, we probably want to start off with the MEZZ.
Yep.
This would be the most kind of copy and paste visually to your eye. Because the one thing that is unique with L.A.B is the shaft position. Obviously, is in the center of gravity at a specific lie angle. So that'll be a small adjustment, but the wings on the back of the MEZZ are similar to the, I believe that's called the Bat Attack, is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
So this will be the most comparable one to start with.
Okay, cool.
So what we'll do is we'll start with a little 5-foot putt and kind of just start there and see what your tendencies are at 5 foot and then slowly back up.
Okay.
This is a great test to start. This is a pretty vanilla putt, right? Something that you hit a wedge shot in, you're kind of within that 5-6 foot zone. This is where the timid putt starts to come in. So if we're gonna expose a weak area, this is the area that we wanna expose. Now, being that you've used this putter for, for some extended time now, what would you say if you got to name one thing that is the worst part of it? Is it direction, speed, or what would be the worst thing with this?
Distance control.
Okay.
Like 5-foot putts are usually fine. Like this green's a little slower than what I normally play on. So I left that first one short. But for me, it's that like 15 to 20 foot and longer putts. Because I'm a 10 handicap, right? The lowest I've ever been was this past year. I got down to a 7. And even then, like you're not going at a ton of pins. You don't have a ton of short putts that you're, putting for birdie or par. It's typically the longer putts and you're lagging up for par, right? Just playing conservative. So for me, it's the longer putts and getting that speed control right.
Well, what's kind of unique is one thing that we can already see with your stroke is you exit just a hair left, so your miss is more towards the toe than it is the heel.
Yeah.
So from speed being the biggest issue, especially outside of 15 foot, with a normal putter, if you hit it on the toe, it's gonna drastically slow down because of deflection.
Yeah.
What deflection is when the putter head goes backwards instead of forward. So all that energy is being transferred in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why L.A.B kind of got started initially, was torque, or essentially that deflection that's happening. They were able to eliminate that with the DF2. So I think that'll be the first thing you'll notice with these putters is you can toe it, you can center or heel it, and you're not really gonna see a speed differential because all the energy is being pushed forward into the golf ball.
So there's always been that like Tiger, I guess trick, where like downhill fast putts, he would always hit it off the toe to kind of kill the energy. You're saying like that won't work on these because you're gonna get the same
positive energy.
You're gonna get the same positive energy no matter where you hit it on the
Correct.
face. So for like somebody like me, 7, 8, 9 handicap, like this is gonna be really good because we don't have the consistent, middle of the face strike.
Yeah, I mean, if everybody had Tiger's consistency, it'd be obviously a little bit easier. But
yeah,
I think that's the benefit. Is the misconception with L.A.B is they're only for bad putters.
Yeah.
But the PGA Tour and Korn Ferry's proven that. I mean, this past year they've made over, I believe, $30 million uncontracted wins.
Wow.
I mean, how cool is that?
I mean, I saw the other day, see, I always already feel it like differently coming off the face, just making that one. That one would have been short with that PXG putter. And I saw the other day, like Ricky had one playing at the Grove. I think Wyndham Clark has them. There's a ton of guys that are uncontracted that are playing L.A.Bs. And if you're on tour, you're not a bad putter. Like you're a pretty good putter just to get to the PGA Tour. Like that one would have been short too.
And notice it's not starting left anymore. It's starting more on line, even though the path is still going slightly left.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the big story with this is, not to make it sound so simple, but you're proving it is, these putters are point and shoot, right? If you get in your head and make it more complicated than that, you're gonna struggle. L.A.B's kind of eliminated the need to think over the ball aside from a speed perspective. So being a 10 handicap player, if you're playing in a club championship, if you can take the mental side of putting out of it, how big of an advantage is that? It's huge.
See, I just made 9 of those.
So, and what's unique with this MEZZ, it has the TPT graphite shaft in it. This shaft is made exclusively for L.A.B, so it changes the feel off the face. It is the stiffest graphite shaft that they offer. So any residual vibration that is caused by the strike of the golf ball, this shaft helps filter out. So any shaft deflection that could exist, it gets rid of.
Okay, now let me ask you this. I have a question on the shaft, but I have a question on setup first.
Mm-hmm.
With a normal putter, I've always been told like middle of the stance. I mean, maybe a little bit more hands forward if you need that. But with L.A.B, I've talked to some friends and they've all said you have to change your setup a little bit to make the ball more forward and a little more forward press. Is that true?
So I like to tell people with a normal putter, the button's on your shirt
or
the center of your hoodie or your belt line. With the L.A.B being the 2-degree press, with the exception of the new Oz, if you slide one ball forward of that, it just allows your hands to feel a little bit more comfortable. So if you're noticing that speed control or direction is still an issue with the L.A.B, chances are we've got the ball positioned too far back.
Yeah, I just pulled that one. Hadn't missed one left this whole time.
So pretty good start here with a conventional putter. So
Yeah.
I think it's time to try something that does look completely different. And being that you brought up speed, the new Oz is their first ever insert putter that's also milled.
Okay.
The point of the insert is it's going to increase effective ball speed. So without changing your tempo or without changing your stroke, that insert's going to allow the golf ball to take off just a little bit faster. Yep, let's switch to the Oz, see how the insert affects your feedback and speed.
So I have both Oz's here, one with a Super Stroke grip, one with a L.A.B pistol grip. I like the way the L.A.B feels better. The L.A.B grip feels better. Obviously these are both L.A.Bs, so let's see. And this has the milled today, so it's gonna come off a little hotter, you said?
Correct, ball speed's gonna be a little faster. And what's unique with
yeah.
the Oz compared to the other putters in the lineup is the one with the pistol press, which is what you're currently using, has the 2-degree offset of shaft lean, and the one with the Super Strokes at 0.
Yeah.
Being that you already have a left tendency, we would probably want to avoid 0 because that's still going to create a overall left tendency miss. But as far as visual go, comparing the Oz to the MEZZ, the wing look that you're used to, what's your feedback there?
I like the MEZZ better, honestly. I like on the short putt, the insert, I mean, doesn't really affect me.
Okay.
Like you said, it comes off a little hotter. I am missing more with this one. So.
And that could be strictly if you like the visual, you're more confident,
Yeah.
more comfortable with the
I think I like the MEZZ visual the best. So,
Okay.
so far, we've only hit 2 putters.
Perfect.
Let's go to the next one.
Let's grab DF3.
All right, so this is the DF3. Obviously, this one looks kind of crazy, but I'm not opposed to playing something that looks weird if it's going to help me make putts, because that's ultimately what I'm here to do. So.
And I think that's when they came out with DF3, the whole emphasis behind it was making putting look a little less weird. Some of the models that we'll highlight in this video, like the original 2, obviously looks like a spaceship. It's huge.
Yeah. And you're standing there with like 2 other versions of this, so.
Yeah, so with
what's the
DF3, we've got the Armlock, which
Okay.
is going to be kind of like what Bryson uses.
Uh-huh.
The thought with Armlock is you're going to run it up that left forearm below the elbow, slightly more forward in the stance. And the general thought is you're just eliminating any variables. It's a very controversial subject because some people still view Armlock as a form of anchoring, which was banned, which is why Adam Scott excuse me, went through that little bit of a struggle going from using a broomstick for so long to being told that he can no longer use it. So Armlock is something that has become very popular.
I mean, I like it. I'm making putts with it, but I feel like on a longer putt, this may be like,
A little awkward.
yeah, like I'm gonna hit a long one, even though it's gonna be off camera, and see what happens. This is like a, I don't know, 30-foot putt. What do you think, Kyle? To that one behind Miles?
Yeah.
I hit the camera, so.
Intentionally planned.
Huh?
Intentionally planned. Target picked out and everything.
Yeah, right. One more.
So, and that's kind of been the general feedback for players that have tried Armlock is inside of 10 feet, it's kind of like anything. It's really
Yeah.
easy to make it adjust. But it's that 20, 30 footer that we find ourselves like as a weekend golfer, we're not hitting wedges to 5 feet all day.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of 20, 30 foot putts. And a lot of people struggle with speed control with Armlock outside of that 10-foot range.
Yeah, and with me, like I struggle with speed control anyways, so adding another variable to that, probably not smart. So I'm gonna pass you that one.
Perfect.
And then what's this last one we got?
So this is the DF3 with a heavier head weight.
Okay.
And then it has the Acra graphite shaft. So with L.A.B, almost all their heads come in 3 head weights. They have a lighter option, a neutral, and then a heavy.
Okay.
Being that you struggle with speed control, the thought here is by increasing head weight with the same overall tempo, again, increasing ball speed with less effort.
This one feels longer. Is it longer?
It is. It's 36 inches into grip.
Okay. Yeah, I like this one.
Nice and smooth. And as you can see on top, compared to the first one you rolled, it's a completely different alignment aid.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that makes L.A.B very unique is they give you 8 colors to choose from and alignment depending on the model. Like with DF3, I believe there's 28 alignment aids to choose from. And then with the Oz, the putter that we didn't like as much, you've got 28 on the front post and I believe 26 on the back post.
I really like the feel of this. It feels a little long for me. So if I got this, I would probably go
Yeah, we would
35.
want to take your wrist to floor and ensure that we give you the right length putter.
Yeah, but like, I like the head weight on this one. And
Yeah.
obviously I just made, I don't know, a bunch of those, most of those. And I feel like this would probably really help me when it came to the distance putt, being a little heavier of a head.
Perfect.
So
the next one's a fun one. It's what started it all with
Okay.
L.A.B. So this is the,
this one's wild.
yep.
This is the logo
2.1.
you said.
Yep. So the actual logo of the company is this putter. It's kind of a little hidden Easter egg on their website and on their head covers, where if you actually look at it close enough and then turn the putter over and look at the bottom, it's the same logo.
Well, it looks like a heart, if you can see that for the viewers at home.
So this is what kick-started the whole company when Bill Press originally came up with this design. The thought here was maximum stability, maximum forgiveness, no matter where you hit it on the face.
This thing looks wild. It's just a flat face and a big old bat wing on the back. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this one though, personally.
So you would say out of all the different models, the MEZZ shaping, that wing look still fits your eye the best?
The MEZZ and the DF3.
Perfect.
Like I really like, even though this is like a bigger version of the DF3, I really like the DF3. But what I like about it, most importantly, that I don't like about the MEZZ, is that you can pick up balls with it.
Yeah, they call it the gimme getter.
Yeah.
It's kind of the nickname for it.
Yeah, so I'm lazy, right? I'm getting old, got a bad back. I don't want to bend down to pick up a ball. This is nice. The MEZZ can't do that, so I might be leaning towards this buddy.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see once.
Well, I mean, the good news is hopefully the putter fixes your putting to where you have to get it out of the hole every time.
That would be
versus being
nice.
a gimme.
That would be nice. Here, I'm going to try a longer one. This is about 10 feet, right?
So from the longer range, what is the feedback you're feeling off the face compared to the short range putt?
Nothing really changes for me
Okay.
off the face. Like, I don't feel anything different, but it feels like I don't have to try as hard to get it there. And I say that when I left that one way short. I left two of those short. But that's my miss right there. You can see it, like, just leaving them short.
Well,
So-
I think what's left to do is there's two more styles of putting that we haven't tested.
Okay.
We've got counterbalance and then we've got the sweeper, and we've got both of those available in the MEZZ today. But again, if DF3 is the preferred head, that's something that we can definitely make happen with L.A.B, especially with the heavier weight. Because
Cool.
it seems like you're favoring the heavier head weight.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to try the sweeper too.
Awesome.
So this is the MEZZ MAX Sweeper, right? This is the Adam Scott
Yep. With
copy.
the TPT shaft, you've got the bold line on there. So with sweeper, this is a question that I see online on L.A.B's page all the time is, how do I putt with it versus a traditional putter?
Yeah.
It being a little longer, we're gonna want it slightly more forward of the stance. And I like to tell people it's more of a shoulder-driven movement. So it's almost like, since you're a right-handed player, you're almost feeling like you're almost making a little bit of a draw golf swing. So that makes sense?
Draw golf swing. Okay.
That way, as you take it back, the putter still has enough time to rotate open to close, where with a traditional putter, obviously, since you're not holding all the way up the top, there's just more clearance.
Not looking good out the gates, Kyle. I want to be a sweeper person.
So-
I really, really want to be that guy
Yeah,
with like the crazy looking putter.
that just
In-
makes everything.
Yes, with a sweeper.
The most intricate part to me for players that have been switching to sweeper, and you can actually see it on tour, is what you're doing with the bottom hand there. Is some players, like you're clawing it on top.
Yeah.
You've got the claw that goes on the side, and then you've got like Sewoo Kim, we've kind of nicknamed it the chicken claw.
Okay.
To where
What's he do?
you open here, and he puts the palm of the putter on the side.
Oh, that's weird.
So that way, what he wants to feel is when he brings it forward is he's pushing rather than rotating. So there's,
But I like the I like the shoulder turn motion, and I like to feel like I'm almost lobbing a ball.
Kind of like you're rolling a bowling ball.
One of the things that I think it was Scott Stallings told me one time, like if you have a longer putt, like take it and picture yourself like rolling a ball to get the speed right. So that's the stroke and the motion you need to have for your putt. So I still like that feeling, even though I'm a really bad putter. So I still like to have that feeling with my right hand.
Now, how does the weight of this one feel compared to the heavier head with the DF3, being that this is a longer putter?
I can't really tell the difference.
Okay.
To be honest.
But still, you would say it's better than what you're currently used to.
Yeah. God, I want to be a sweeper guy so bad, but the proof doesn't seem to be in the pudding here.
Well, let's try the old mini sweeper, aka the counterbalance putter.
Okay.
Being that you're an Adam Scott fan, this is actually the same battle that he fights. He goes in between counterbalance and then broomstick. It's called sweeper now because of a silly little fun fact we may plug in there.
Okay.
The same day that Odyssey released their copy of a L.A.B putter, they found a legal loophole to trademark the term broomstick.
Oh my God.
So now no other golf manufacturer can call a broomstick putter a broomstick. Fun fact for you.
Oh, that felt great. Now, as far as like setup goes, obviously this has a super long
Correct. It's got a 17-inch grip on it.
Like, so, do I go down here? Do I go up here? And I think this is what Ricky and Wyndham and everybody did with the jailbreak, right?
Correct.
They went to the counterbalance.
So the thought with the counterbalance putter is you are still supposed to grip it where it feels most comfortable, and the weight that is above your hands is acting as a counterweight, hence the name counterbalance, to provide stabilization through the putting stroke.
That should have gone in. I really like this. But is it true that the counterbalance kind of negates the whole L.A.B technology?
That is not true. What it does is the pistol press grip, you know, their grips have 1.5, 2, and even 3 degrees of grip offset because of the press. With the counterbalance, the reason they use a super stroke is because of the length. It does eliminate some of that press that the grip provides. So the shaft still has your 2 degrees of shaft lean. The grip's just not adding any additional to that.
Gotcha. I really like this one. That's really good. Yeah, I think I'm a counterbalance guy.
So, just as a general question, now that you've come off of your PXG putter and you've hit a putt with every head, what surprises you the most with the L.A.B putter versus the putter you're used to?
That I am literally all over the face. Like I made 2 of those and I almost missed the face, like on the heel. And you know, if you're at home, like if you hit enough putts, you can feel like where you hit it. I almost missed the face on the heel for 2 of those that I made. The ones that I missed, it just seemed like, you know, I felt the face close a little bit too early or something. Or like I physically closed it because I know I've seen the revealer videos that just stays straight. So that was like user error. But yeah, just the fact that I could hit it literally anywhere on the face and it comes off with the same speed and force.
And I think one thing to note is probably the importance of trying the putters. Like, not just because, you know, we want the sweeper to work and we're not eliminating it right out of the gate, but we wanted it to work. So if you were sitting at home, you ordered that and we didn't try the counterbalance or traditional, one was better, we could be leaving some more improvement on the table.
See, I hit that right here.
I think the best thing that we should try now is let's go to your weak zone. Let's hit that 20-foot putt and see what we can do with speed control.
All right. So we're definitely gonna be a counterbalance, I think. I say definitely, then I say I think. I like the MEZZ. I like the Oz. If I had to rank them for me, it's 1 is MEZZ, 2 is DF3, 3 is Oz.
Perfect.
So far.
And the thing with the Oz is if you're not crazy...
MEZZ Max, not MEZZ.
Correct. Because counterbalance is only available in the MEZZ Max.
That's
so the MEZZ Max is a little bit larger head, and that's what allows them to, if you look on the bottom of the MEZZ Max putter, which we'll show you on the screen, there's actually 2 sets of weights versus just 1.
Cool.
And that allows them to balance the head to counteract the weight at this length.
Cool. Well, let's move on to the longer putts and see what we end with.
Perfect. Should be pretty good there. Nice job.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the line, had enough tries. I really like this counterbalance MEZZ Max. I mean, you're the pro, you do this every day. Should I try something else? Should I test a sweeper? Or would you say, like, Blair, this is the putter for you?
I think with everything we've seen today, the sweeper, I think, is just such a big adjustment. It's so different that it would take just a little bit more time to get used to than rolling 20 putts. But on the same token, with the same statement, I handed you the counterbalance within 3 putts. It was clicking, right? So from a confidence standpoint, we can comfortably say that going with the CB, being that the MEZZ head is your favorite head so far, the MEZZ Max, excuse me, it could kind of go straight in the bag with no thought. So if you're standing over that 4-footer for birdie in a club championship, you're not really worried about the putter at that point. You're just thinking about the speed and the line.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's picking out what color you like and what alignment. Because alignment is the one thing that makes L.A.B really cool, is you're not just stuck with one design.
Yeah.
You've got the little T on there, which is face angle in the line. On this,
that one has the big.
That has the big
bone.
thick.
Yeah.
You can do a dot. I mean, there's so many options.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try a different putt. Like, I need to find a downhill one.
This is downhill sliding right to left. All right, so I've got the putter here right in front of the cup. We've got a pretty tough sliding right to left downhill tricky putt.
You sure it's tricky?
Not with that putter, it's not.
Jeez. That was the first putt downhill. Well, folks, that's a wrap for the video. I'm gonna take this one home. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Miles. This is insane. Like, this is a hard putt for me. This is 15 feet, you said?
Yeah, and it's sliding pretty hard too.
It's a really tough downhill putt. And I just made 3.
Yep. I think what would be really cool is putt one more for me and intentionally hit it as far off the toe as you can.
Okay. As far off the toe as I can.
Yep.
So it's like.
So obviously direction, it's going to start a little bit right.
Yeah.
Did that ball slow down at all? No. It's still
that, and I almost, like, I hit it like there, like literally on the edge.
So like that's the really unique part to this concept of anti-torque. It's the ability that you can miss hit a putt and it's not going to affect what the golf ball does from a speed perspective.
I just made 4. I don't make this putt.
And I can promise you it's not an easy putt.
I hit that one off the heel. Like, almost misses the club on the heel. And I'll take that every day of the week.
And you've got about 9.5 inches. I think we'll take that.
This is it, Kyle. Counterbalance. Yeah. Just got to pick the color and the alignment thing, right?
That's correct.
But this is it. Would you say? Like,
hands down.
Okay. Wow.
Well, after that performance on a very hard putt, I think it's safe to say that we could almost throw this straight in the bag.
Yeah, I think I am. So if you're missing a putter at Loggerhead, it's in my bag.
And it's almost Gamecock red. Almost.
I'll have to work with Sam and the team at L.A.B to get a little darker.
So that's really the only thing that's left is, we'll send your lie angle in that we fit you for. You get to pick what color, what alignment aid, and what shaft. And
cool.
From there, it's kind of like Legos. You get to pick and build your own putter.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. So thank you for the time. Thank you for helping me out. If you don't already, like, subscribe, share, and let me know what you would play with. I would love to see in the comments like what your favorite one was, because there's a ton of different options, right? The DF3, the MEZZ Max, the Link, the DF2, right? Is that the spaceship?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think the importance of this is, even as you saw today, because you tested the putters and not just ordered it online, we ended up in something completely different than what you thought you wanted.
Yeah, and for the viewers at home, I should have said this earlier, like, if you have any preconceived notions of L.A.B, like you're a Scotty Cameron guy, or you like a Toulon, or you like your Spider, test it, because you can only get better, especially if you're like me and you're like 7 to 10 handicap. Like, just find them, go to PGA Tour Superstore. If you don't have a Loggerhead near you, there's only one of them. So if you're not in Wilmington, like, go test them out.
Cool. Well, thanks, Blair, for coming out. Let me fit you and test kind of the L.A.B brand for the first time. Obviously, eye-opening experience.
Blown away.
So, pretty awesome stuff. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, turn on the push bell notifications, and we're going to catch you on the next episode.